boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm a 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seemed to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me. I'm 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seems to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me? I'm 36-year-old woman and I need some advice. Okay, here we go. Me and my boyfriend have been together for a little over a year. And that is right around the time things usually start to get bad for me. Okay, I have no problem giving my boyfriend oral sex. The issue is, it always seems to kill my vibes. I really hate receiving it. I've tried it many times with different partners and I just hate it. I usually cover my face so they don't see the disgust that I have. I never thought it would be a big deal since I have no problem giving it. But to be honest, I don't like my breast being sucked or anything. I think a person's mouth on me is really icky and it gives me an icky feeling. How do I let this man know I really love home and I don't want to lose him, but I'm not going to start letting him put his mouth on me?
Yo, what it do, folks? What it do, newbies? You are not in the wrong place. Don't let that clip confuse you or bamboozle you, leave you hoodwinked, or led astray. This is indeed the Life Be Lifing podcast, hosted by none other than your favorite coach's favorite coach, your favorite fat freckled man, the big dog himself. Who? Big Nah. Shout out to that clip we got from Talk Heavy, my guys over there. Slice, GB, Dead Way. Shout out to them. Shout out to their live show that they had not too long ago. So that's kind of one of the new things I'm starting to show with, just kind of starting to show off with different, social media clips. They may be relevant to the episode. They may not. It may be something we could discuss on the side. Might be something we ain't even gotta get to, depending on the primary content that we discuss. But it's kind of a way to open things, make sure there's no dead air, kind of get people to walk in the room at ease and feel like they haven't missed the bulk of the primary conversation. Gives people time to, get in, get their popcorn, get settled, you know what I'm saying, before we, start everything. Peace and love to my brother Fobs. Thanks for joining us, man. Peace and love, my brother. But here we are. This is the Life podcast. We are in episode 118, and we are here for another edition of Sex Ed for Grown Folks with Miss Tommy. Welcome her back.
Hey y'all. How y'all doing today? Per usual, I have something interesting for
Why is T
everybody.
in the background? I ain't
Huh?
Pete. That that
Oh,
that they there was titties behind you.
it's a bosom. It's a
Okay.
bosom.
Okay.
It's the bosom.
All right. Breasts, sweater, puppet, chesticles, whatever.
A bosom.
Titties and a nice bra. Okay. Continue. My bad. It just caught me off guard. It was framed.
It is
I ain't,
framed.
I seen that pick up before, the boudoir pick, but
The one up there.
yeah.
You've never seen that one?
I never noticed it.
Okay.
Never noticed it.
Yeah. Yeah. I
But
want to say that was 35. I'm
okay.
past due. I've done them my milestone birthdays. I did not do it 40. I'm kind of past due.
Wow, what's good, brother? What's good, brother? Shout out to you in both those pictures, though.
Yep. Um, so yes.
It's framed,
This
right? Like Dog, where you go until you just be framed? Like, come on.
This one is framed.
Yeah, but that's like a whole pic of a body. It's not too many houses you walk into and just see chesticles framed, dog. Like, I just need you to know it's not normal. It's not
It
normal. There's nothing
is.
wrong with it, but it's not normal.
My good girlfriend has a whole half bath dedicated to
Here you
bra.
go picking out your one or two friends. I said it's not normal. I didn't say that nobody else do it. It's not normal.
First off, get your weight up with your friendships because then you might find that it is kind of normal.
Here we go with the gay stuff again.
Or your friends just don't care about you enough to have nice artwork around.
Or my friends, you know what? We're not gonna do this.
I mean, we can alter today's video.
No, we listen. This is your show. It's just like I said. I just got caught off guard. My man said the same thing I said. Yo, they framed. Like I'm trying to tell you,
They're nice.
nobody was complaining. That's what I
I
said.
just
Shout out
wanted
to
to add
you.
extra emphasis.
Listen, my man said it well. Okay.
But no, for real, in a past life of things that I was adventuring into, for my 35th birthday, I had launched a blog about, and I don't know if you've heard it. You know, I forget often that you are really my newer friend, but the nickname in my circle was the Bra Whisperer because I could generally look at most women and be able to tell what kind of bra they needed. Um, to help not only support them where they sat higher up, but also that it wasn't a strain on their back. And so 35, my good girlfriend designed this brassiere for me.
Oh, that's fire.
And it became my
We're
launching
not gonna
pad.
look over that. We're not gonna look over that. Somebody having the skill to design a bra for somebody. That's fire.
Yeah, yeah. So past life, but
What you
a
call
part
it?
of
Our
me.
mutual friend Maisha apparently said he had that talent. I overheard her a couple of times when I was on the phone with her at work discussing with a couple of homegirls, like, "Oh, this bra size would probably be better for you," so forth and so on. So, you know, I'm not gonna go on my rant because it leads into it, but y'all got it. Skills. Continue.
Right, right. Because I would hate to turn this into,
Skills.
us going back and forth on this.
Skills.
But anyway, so yes. But in my goal of trying to make my space, I was like, well, why don't you start hanging up your own pictures to make your space? And also it's perfect for the backdrop for our episode because it was also part of the launching pad of me getting into sex education. Part of me and my journey with the Bra Whisperer was not just sizing women, but getting women comfortable in their bodies where they went from I would never wear that kind of lingerie to where you get that from again? And so all journeys may not lead you to your direct path, where what you started with is what you end with. But most times it takes you to where you need to go. And so I had to
That's a
learn to
bar.
embrace that journey.
That's a bar. Makes a lot of
But for today, first off, thank y'all for coming back and hanging with me every month because this was on my
sense.
2026 bingo card. And so y'all make a girl feel real happy when you show up and you comment, even if it is to point out framed bosom. Um, but as promised, I got us position cards so that we don't have to search on the good internet and then get blocked by YouTube anymore. And tonight's position actually takes us into what tonight's episode is about, which is help aid.
Continue. I'm hearing this noise in the background. I'm gonna get rid of. Keep going though. You got the floor.
Um, we are getting up there in age. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I wake up and stuff hurts that I don't know really why it hurts. It didn't hurt when I went to bed, but it hurts now. And so, as quiet as it's kept, sometimes you don't always have the energy or the stamina to hold a particular position. For the girls who knew how to drop down and get your eagle on, pop lock and drop it, all the reasons why our knees are not as strong as they used to be, the 6-inch heels in the club while we was taking over for the 99 in the 2000s. You know what I'm talking about? Right. So it's not always working the way that we want. So tonight I felt like would be a good night to showcase help aids that help us to hold positions longer, to help us keep our legs open just a little longer, especially for us big thigh girls. They get a little heavy. Um, so that's our focus.
Watch out
But
for big girls.
that is a song. First, we actually talk about our opening position. So tonight we talk about the sea turtle. So what we can't see is this pillow up underneath my girl's back. Pillows, y'all, they save lives. So most people would look and be like, that's just missionary. Partially, yes. But again, as pointed, you see this pillow right here up underneath her back? That's important. Two things it does. This not only helps with posturing, like for some people who may have it where their back is sore if they lay too straight. This allows you to have a comfortable pillow up underneath you, but it also helps to elevate you, right? It helps to sit your lower back up. The other part of this is with your knees up closer to your chest or being pushed up to your chest and resting on his shoulder blades. So it's important that your knees are resting on his shoulder blades or his pectoral muscles, whichever one. This helps two things. One, it helps to not have all the pressure on your legs when you are, holding them up. The other piece of it is it makes for a really deep penetration to be able to hit your G spot. So remember, the clitoris is our friend, but so is the G spot. And the G spot is about 2 to 3 inches in the vaginal canal. Generally, they say it's right up underneath the clitoral wall. Like I said, 2 to 3 inches in. If you insert your fingers in this way or your partner, enter them in this way and typically do the come hither motion, you can feel that area. This position helps to, again, not only tilt your pelvis up, right? It helps for your partner to be able to hit that G spot area because once they're going in, they're thrusting and it's going up. It's going up. So this helps with intimacy because you all are close together in each other's breathing space, if you will. You got eye to eye contact. Because of how close he is to you, if you are a woman who likes for your breast to be touched, for your breast to be held or caressed, this is that position where your partner is able to, one part because they may need to hold on to something. And the other part is just, again, it's a part of the intimacy of touching your partner and connecting in that space. So the sea turtle is our launching position for tonight because I have two helpmates for that. So for the girls who use the pillow, it's absolutely nothing wrong. But for the girls with back problems, or for my readers, because I actually got this because I sit up in bed and read at night. And then I found out through other reasons that it had other useful methods. And we like spending money on things that have multiple uses. This has a multiple use. So this is my favorite. Like I said, I sit up in bed at night and I read. And I don't particularly like laying flat to read. So most of us who went to college and did our dorm shopping, especially for girls, you have what I call the husbands, which are like the back pillows that had the arms on it. Those are hard to find once we get out of college season. So I had a husband that followed me from my freshman year of college up until COVID. I had COVID. My mom was like, please throw your husband away because I had a really bad case of COVID. So my mom made me throw my husband away. I was sad. And then I didn't have anything else. So that's how this pillow came in. So this pillow I have had again for some time. So I'm going to take the pillowcase off just so you can see the incline because I don't think you can fully see it with the pillowcase. I might not be able to take this pillowcase off. This might be a tall order. Okay. So hopefully you can see it from this angle. Can you see it, tell from this angle, Nari, the incline? Okay. So if you can see, there is an incline. So from here, it lays flat. So this is where your back would rest. And then this is where, so your back tilts up this way. And then you have this that lays flat. Something like this serves as the perfect tool for doing the sea turtle. It also serves as the perfect tool for getting back shots. You would, of course, lay your stomach on the incline part and then be fully leaned over on the flat surface. It puts you at an angle so that your partner is able to hit all the places, but it also takes that pressure off the lower back area. If your partner and you want to do reverse cowgirl, but you need like his body tilted up, his lower body tilted up a little more, he's able to lay on this while you straddle him. This is such a great multi-pillow for more than just reading. I found out on accident and, I've lived to tell the story. I got this off of Amazon for like $21. If you look on Amazon and look at like sex pillows, the Liberator, all of those things, those are on the upwards of $60+. Um, one of the sex pillows that I do actually own is packed up at the moment, but I do have one. That sex pillow, which is not, it doesn't sit as high as the one I just showed. I paid $80 for that pillow. Now, don't get me wrong. I like it. It has a couple of spots for you to use also for like holding toys and things like that. So for that purpose, it's great. But it again doesn't sit as high as this one. I'm not able to use it in the same capacity as this one as far as like me wanting more lift on my body. I typically go for this one versus that one. The Liberator, which is more Ottoman style, but again, the reason a lot of people use it is because of the lift at the bottom and at the top that allows for you to go rinse your eye out. You got a splinter in your eye. You was talking about somebody, wasn't you?
A splinter? Is that
Mm-hmm.
how it goes?
Yeah.
So, but somebody gets a splinter, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I got probably a rogue eyelash.
Um, at least nobody's gonna misinterpret it as you being like the dirty old man that be winking at the young girls. Your whole finger in your eye.
All right.
You all right over there? I mean, really. Go rinse your eye out, friend.
Good to you, man. Don't worry about me. Worst came to
Get
worst, I'll start
distracted.
calling me Scott Summers. You heard?
Whatever.
I'll
Don't
be
say I
Captain
don't
Fred
care.
Sparrow.
Don't say I don't care. Anyway.
Arr.
Oh, dang, you done made it contagious. Now my eye bothering me. See what I'm saying?
You a
All you had
copycat.
to do was go rinse your eye out.
You a copycat. That's not my fault.
Now we both over here acting like Uncle Ray Ray. Anyway, so the Liberator pillow ranges. They have pillows, the Liberator pillows, the actual pillows that go in your bed. Those are typically anywhere from $80 to $100+. And then they have the Ottoman style Liberator that, again, we're going on the upwards of 200+. This right here, my reading pillow, oh, this was only a solid $22. And it does all the things. It does all the things. Another one that you can use, again, this is just to help to elevate your back up for you to be able to hit certain positions, especially when your partner expresses that, they want more of a deeper penetration as well as a penetration that helps to hit their G spot, allows for you to have them sitting up a little further past your partner's, pelvic bone area, so you have more reach to offer clitoral stimulation, be it with your hand, a toy, whatever it may be. This helps, as well as something as simple as a yoga block. Now, my yoga block, this is a replacement because I actually do use it when I do yoga. Um, Shout out to all the girls who can lay flat on that mat with no problem. I have asked all of my big boob friends, and shout out to y'all who can do it also. I be feeling like I'm being strangled, so I utilize a yoga block. Yoga blocks are also great, though, as enhancement to the bedroom. Let me tell you, this is also another inexpensive find because you can go to Five Below and get a yoga block. Yoga blocks are also good for oral sex. If you are a girl who likes to get on her knees, shout out to all the real girls that get down on the floor. A yoga block is great for your knees as well because I don't care what anybody say, pro or not, after a while, it hurts. The floors are not as soft as they used to be. It also circumvents rug burn, just in case somebody be minding your business. Summertime is coming. Our legs be out. Get you a yoga block. It not only helps with our lower back, but again, you can put your knees on it and be happy. Those are my two great help aids in the bedroom for your lower back area. These are inexpensive finds. They are great to have. Even if you're just a reader like me that wants to not lay flat while you're reading in bed, it's a great resource. And then again, if you are a big boob joint and you do yoga, get you a yoga block so you're not fighting for your breath. Trust me on that. So those are my two help aids for positions that allow for deeper penetration as well as clitoral and G-spot access. 10 out of 10 do recommend. Earlier, I talked about us big thigh girls. I don't know about y'all, but my thighs are heavy. They've been big all my life. My granddaddy called me a cabbage patch. That was my nickname growing up, cabbage patch, because I had big hands, big legs, and chunky cheeks. And that ain't stopped. Something that I swear by. It is depending on where and when. I have had a sex swing for a very long time. I have deconstructed my sex swing. So if you have a sex swing in your house, and I'm talking about the over the door sex swing, not the one that you hang up from the ceiling. The one that you hang up from the ceiling, again, depending on which one you have, can be a little more difficult. But I have an over the door sex swing that, again, I have deconstructed for bedroom use. This right here is the part of the sex swing that is good for your legs and your hands. So what typically happens is your partner can put your hand in this one. So your hand is up and supported, and your one leg in this part. And again, I got big thighs. This goes up and around my thigh. While those two are up, your partner is holding this part and he's holding your leg. Also, if you have a high headboard, because headboards, again, multifunctional, headboards are great. You can drape this on the back of your headboard, like literally let it drape up, and it'll help to pull your leg up. I promise you, this will support our big thigh girlies without feeling like it's strangling your thighs and you about to get a Charlie horse. Nobody likes a Charlie horse when you about that action. Nobody likes a Charlie horse. Talk about ruining the moment. Ruining the moment. Pickle juice, though, helps. Pickle juice is a great aid if you ever get a Charlie horse. Or mustard, but that's gross.
Mustard.
Coconut water, too, but pickle juice and mustard are instant. The coconut water also helps. So if you don't like pickle juice and you don't like mustard, keep some coconut water by your bed.
I was about to give another suggestion, but they don't pay me for it yet, so I don't know that I want to give away free advertising.
Okay, well, we're not
just
giving away
naming generic stuff like coconut water and pickle juice and mustard. You could get that by any brand, but this is like specifically a brand thing. So
brand specific.
Yeah.
Oh.
So but definitely muscle. I'll say muscle relaxer. Yeah, you got certain brands of muscle relaxer that could definitely help you out in a pinch if you don't have any of those things nearby. If you've been known to have a sex cramp or two, have some muscle relaxer around.
It's true. It's true. I'm going to tell. So I have a toy that I do not use as a toy. I tell this story to some people that I like. And since I really like y'all, I'm going to tell y'all this story because, again, multi-purpose, right? So I ordered this toy. And actually, I want to say I got this toy for free, to be honest, as a company asked me to try it out. It is a massager. And if it wasn't the first, maybe the second episode, maybe it was the toy episode, I said to be careful about when you buy wands and the size of the head of the wand, because you don't want something that's going to make you extremely uncomfortable down there when you're using it. And you also want something where the material is kind of bendable and soft, because it doesn't matter how much lube you use, how wet you are. If that is uncomfortable, it does not make for a fun time with yourself or with a partner. So this particular toy is not inherently bad. It's just the material is not really pliable. It doesn't have a lot of breathe or give to it. So it's just very hard plastic. It is not something I would recommend as a solo toy. It would be good as a partner toy, but not a great solo toy, right? One night, now I was not having any sort of intimate time or anything. I was asleep. You know how when you sleep and maybe like you kick the cover off or something, and that Charlie horse hits?
Vodka.
Oh my goodness. The moment it hits, like you be trying to catch it before, and it start in your toes, and it's like
Yep.
it's crawling up your leg. Oh my gosh. Thing woke me completely out my sleep. And I couldn't move right away because that's how bad the Charlie horse was. You remember like on Martin with Myra's toes when it was like this? Like that's how my toes were, because that Charlie horse started right there. The only thing I had in my nightstand, at the top of my nightstand, was that toy. My massage gun that I have was in the linen closet. So all things that I would have to walk for. I got that massage. Well, again, it's a toy, so I got the wand, and I used it on my calf where that Charlie horse was like sitting right here. Used it. Perfect, perfect massage gun. Perfect. So I now have a toy that goes with me when I travel because it's smaller than my massage gun. And oftentimes at the airport, they'll be like, "What is that?" And I'm like, "It's my massager." And they be looking at me like, "Yeah, right. No, that's a toy." I mean, it is technically, but no, it's my massager. Um, my
Whatever it
mom asked.
is.
Listen, my mom asked about it one time when she was in my room. She was like, you just got it sitting out?" And I was like, "Oh, it's my massager." She's like, "No, Tommy, that's a toy. It's supposed to be, yes." So all of this to say, sometimes things that you buy, either for non-sex or sex, really do serve multiple purposes. Find what best works for you. In the case of my sex swing, this works to help keep my legs up when in missionary and I need my legs spread completely eagle, and maybe my hips are a little tight, maybe my legs are sore, whatever it may be. A deconstructed sex swing that was $25 is a great help aid to keep your legs up. I want y'all to know everything that I'm talking about today has been less than $40. There is no reason to say you cannot have great times in your bedroom and it not be,
Or you
inexpensive.
boot knocking.
Correct. Correct. I have a plethora of things. I am a toy buyer. I support sexual awareness products. I have spent some money on my arsenal, but I also have an inexpensive arsenal
It's crazy.
because, yes,
Arsenal crazy.
listen,
Sound like you
listen,
prepared for any and everything.
I am. I am. And whenever this period of abstinence is over for me, and I pull out said box. Listen, you might hear a song playing. There may be trumpets sounding. Who knows? But pick your poison. And don't come over my house needing a nap. Those are the rules. I don't make them. So anyway, on to the next thing that is a great bedroom help aid that's affordable. And this one is about to be out of pocket for a lot of people, but trust me. For the ladies who have a gag reflex, it is nothing wrong with that. I want you to practice breathing when you're brushing your teeth and you stick your toothbrush back a little too far. Just breathe through it.
I was looking for the blue button. It's like, no. I mean, I do have a blue button, but I wasn't going to literally hit it. I'm just joking. Y'all human. It's okay.
Anyway, sir. Anyway. We not out here faulting the ones that can't pick us up.
No. Everybody got their capabilities.
Correct. So for the ones who need to learn to relax their throat, it's okay. You may have a stopping point, and that's all right. The goal is to learn how to not panic when it happens and just breathe through it. But until you get to that point, I kid you not, chloroseptic, or in this case, the Vicks. I had to remember which one this was. A throat spray. It does what it needs to do. Because it is designed for numbing our throat when we have pause.
I mean, considering the topic, I didn't think we needed a pause for it. I was letting that
Gotta be quicker than that with you. I don't know. But because it's designed to numb our throat when we're sick, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is a great tool for right before your man comes over. You spray a couple of sprays, probably about 10 minutes before the act, and it helps to numb. And it's not going to numb you. So let me be very clear. It's not going to numb you to the place where you don't have, a threshold in your throat. You're still going to know when you're in an uncomfortable space. I am not encouraging you to continue past the place of comfort. You will hear a lot of people say, just breathe through your nose and keep sucking. If that is not comfortable for you, do not do that. You can still give a great blowjob and still breathe. You really can. A lot of people who say that have learned to either relax their throat or they were God's favorite. And it's okay. It's okay because God gave us all different strong points and strong suits. If that ain't yours, don't fret. Do not fret. In another episode, we're going to talk about giving a head. This, however, it just learned. I'm not one of God's favorites in that regard. I do, however, know the good tricks. And so this is a $10 because the price tag is still on it. This is a $10 help aid versus one of the brands. I can't think of anything other than Doctor at the moment. I have several of his products. You can find him on Amazon and typically most of your adult stores. He has really good products. Let me be very clear. I like his lubes. I like some of his toys. He has been a good, mid-tier price point product line for a lot of people. But his throat spray is like $20. It's $20 and it has the same effect as this. Go get you some throat spray. Now,
Gag be going.
yeah, correct. Something else I'm gonna put you on to
And the
that
guys
might
feel it too a little bit. I ain't gonna lie to you.
you said what?
Guys can feel it a little bit too. It's a little tingly.
Yeah,
It's a little tingly.
you can. I mean, if you remember the Altoid craze, that was
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah.
point. It
Yeah.
was to give that
Yup.
cool sensation.
Yup.
For one, helping it didn't relax the throat as much, but it definitely gave the cool sensation. The problem with using an Altoid or something like that for oral sex is that right after you have oral sex, you get right into, humping. And it's especially, and even if it is protected, the sugar breaks down the condom. And then for a woman, if you're having unprotected sex, that leads to, a yeast infection or anything like that. Because Altoids do have some form of sugar in it, and that's never good. Edible underwear, you see them sparingly here and there. The reason why you don't see them anymore is for that very reason. It's just not great to have by your girl. Sugar by your girl, immediate yeast infection. So Altoids were great for what it was, but in the long run of us being, healthy and educated in
Yeah.
all things sex, Altoids aren't the greatest choice. But again, using something like this, especially a sugar-free, is not going to have the same effect because it's not a piece of candy that's resting on your tongue during that. Um, Something else that I use, and again, kind of found it by accident, kind of not, is throat coat. It's a tea. Throat coat is so if you've ever, for the asthmatics out there, if you have had to drink Breathe Easy tea, it's by the same brand, Traditional Medicines. You can find other brands, but I prefer Throat Coat by Traditional Medicines. Um, Throat coat is made for people who have, the flu, a cold, allergies, anything where the mucus is built up in your throat and so your throat is sore. That's what this is for. Throat coat also relaxes your throat and gives you some of the same properties. So 30 minutes before you go to see a man about a horse, drink you some throat coat, drink it while you on your way. An extra tidbit for my ladies. If you get the throat coat with slippery elm, that does two things. First, throat coat helps to ease your throat, but slippery elm is great for our girls. Some of us are in perimenopause. With that, our bodies are changing. So what once was a WAP may not be that anymore. And that's not embarrassing. That's the reality of our hormones shifting. That is, sometimes with childbirth, that changes. Things happen to our bodies and we don't talk about it enough because we're either embarrassed, we're unsure, we don't know where the information is, social media dictates all of these things, right? It's a safe space. So the reality is some of us may not be as wet as we were 5 years ago, 20 years ago, maybe even a year ago. Slippery elm is a great natural product to add to your vitamins. They have lubes with slippery elm. You can get slippery elm in like a little container that is gel or cream based that you can use directly in your vaginal area. It's safe for it. It will give you a slip and slide safely. Um, it has its own set of, healing properties as far as after a session, things like that. So Slippery Elm is a really great product to have as a natural addition for your body. Throat coat that has a Slippery Elm, it's a twofer. It is a twofer. It eases the throat muscles while also introducing Slippery Elm into your system.
Fellas, go ahead
Again,
and get your girl that throat coat with the slippery elm. You heard?
absolutely get the throat coat with the Slippery Elm. And again, because today is help aids that are multifunctional and inexpensive, throat coat is going to run you no more than $8. You can find it at health food stores. You can find it on Amazon. I believe you can go to the website to get it. Whole Foods, Wegmans, Mom's, any of those stores, you'll be able to find it. And again, it serves the purpose of not only when you're sick, but also when you fitness like a little dick.
All right, it's crazy.
Make your throats
Give
happy.
it up for the bars.
So far, I have aided our backs. I have pleased our G spots. I have helped with our legs being tired. And I done eased our throats. Now I'm going to switch gears to something that is more from the intimate space, but still a help aid. So all of us have been tricked by one of these ninjas out here that be like, let me just give you a massage. And the massage don't really
Trick, get
come.
out of here.
The massage don't really come. Next thing you
Trick,
know, Netflix is asking, are you still watching? And all you
Trick, get
wanted
out of here.
was your back rub. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, for the space of actually getting your massage, I have something. Now, again, as I tell all of you all, I sold toys for Pure Romance. So, a lot of things I have are Pure Romance, and a lot of things that I have aren't. This is a Pure Romance item. However, I have seen it other places. But this also on Pure Romance website is like $18. So, again, keeping in trend. So I'm showing you what it looks like before. This is what they call a heart massager. Now, again, don't let them trick you before they use this on you. We on to the game. And
yeah, y'all
when they
want
try to
to it. Y'all for sure
whatever.
want to it.
When they try to trick you with the games and they be like, just let me stick the tip in, you know what to say. No, where's my massage?
Please.
We gonna practice these lines, ladies. I'm gonna hold y'all hand. Where's my massage?
He gonna hold their legs up and just like y'all you showed him to.
Be strong. Be strong. I promise you there's a reward at the
Like
end.
you said in that deconstructed sex swing.
We support the deconstructed sex swing, but after the massage. After the massage.
They know what they want.
Anyway.
Y'all be knowing.
Anyway. So the whole point, honestly, all games aside, I firmly believe in the space of intimacy, right? And I can acknowledge that I personally don't spend enough time in an intimate space with my partners. I am very impatient. If I know that this man is coming over here for us to get busy, I do not understand why your clothes are still on when you came through my door. I don't really care about your day. I don't want to hear if Johnny had 3 apples. I don't personally. But I also recognize that as I get older, that also costs me a lot of space in the intimacy realm, because then what? I then want you to go home. Even when I'm in a relationship, I want you to go home. So I have personally gone out of my way to create things that create a safe and intimate space for my partner, to come into that with me, and also for me, so that I can be present and trust the process, right? And so some of that is, I spoke about this previously. Um, Instead of laying in the bed and laying down immediately, sitting face to face with your partner, making sure some parts of your body are touching, and looking each other in the eye without distraction. So no TV on, no phones, in your hand, anything like that. And asking about your day, asking about what stressed you, asking about, whatever it is in that moment that's going to help the person to completely unwind and be present in that space. Part of that is, again, using different help aids that set the tone. And so, although I made my jokes about massaging, really, that is form of touch, right? A lot of people's love language is physical touch. And so, for those people whose love language is physical touch, it is not uncommon for them to massage our shoulders, for them to rub our leg, whatever that looks like. It's not an uncommon thing. This heart massager is perfect for if you are setting the tone with your partner. Your partner comes in, they say they've had a rough day, their leg hurt, their back hurt, their shoulders hurt, whatever that is. This, you don't have to do anything other than, there is in here a metal piece right there. And when you bend it, so you literally just break it in half, it begins to solidify and warm up, and it turns into this. Now, I feel like for you all to believe me, I probably should do it. So, again, it's the metal piece right there. You just, also, I be having to watch my own strength because I do stuff like this and then I break it. Because the first one I had, I broke. So as you can see, it immediately starts to turn into, or it starts to crystallize. As it's crystallizing, it's warming up in my hand. It's warming up, so you can see the back. It's immediately warming up. This stays warm to touch for 4 hours. I mean, it does begin to cool down some where it's not as warm, but it stays warm for 4 hours. I have personally used it. Again, I am on an abstinence journey. So I have used it not for this, but because I'm getting old and I woke up and my hip was hurting. And I had no knowledge of why my hip was hurting. And I needed something that was small. The heating pad wasn't reaching it. This was great for that. I took it to work with me. It helped for the moment. And then it's reusable because you just put it in a pot of boiling water. So the water, please take the water off of the stove. Let me be very clear. You don't want it in the pot while it's boiling. You heat the water up to a boil, turn the fire off, put it in there, and then it returns back to liquid form. Again, this is $18. You can find it on Pure Romance for $18, or you can find it on Amazon. I have also seen things like this in toy stores. Go to your local toy store. If you've never been to a toy store, it's not an embarrassing thing. You don't have to wear a trench coat and a big hat. You really can go and look like yourself. If you are nervous about people from your job or your church seeing you because of whatever your reason, I'm really not here to shame you for your reasons. Go to one in an area that isn't familiar to your home. If you out of town, go to one out of town and just peruse. It doesn't have to be your thing, but I think we all should go to places like this one time. It's not what a lot of people make out in their head for it to be. Don't get me wrong. Some of them have their fair share of debauchery. And if that's not your twist, that's okay. Find another one that is comfortable. But local sex stores have the greatest employees that don't mind talking to you, will give you all sorts of, tips, tricks, explain the toy to you in great detail. They are trained and equipped for a lot of everything. You get to walk the aisles of the stores, even smaller ones have products that you may not know exist, things that you never would have thought to try. You also get to see things in real time because a lot of times they have stuff displayed. So something that you may have heard about, something that you may have wanted to see outside of like Amazon or, wherever your online space is that you're shopping. They typically will have it and you can see it in real time, hold it, ask questions, etc. Also, it supports your local economy. I mean, whether you want to believe it or not, local small sex stores still pay taxes into the community. And so, why not support the place that pays to be in your community?
Definitely
Um,
go to one if you're out of town. Cool experience, something to do. And like Tommy said, especially for those people who, got to keep up certain appearances when they in town. You fronting like you on an abstinence journey, or you got one of those, shy spouses or significant others that don't, for some odd reason, don't want people to know that y'all have sex. Um, you know what I'm saying? Well, whatever it is that why you feel like you got to keep it on the low, maybe because of your job, maybe you are, a church member and you don't want one of your flock running into there, running into you there or whatever. Definitely, it really is a cool experience to do when you're out of town specifically. Like, I'm not saying don't visit the ones in your town. Definitely, like Tommy said, do that. But when you're out of town, take the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
I
Take the
encourage it.
opportunity. Absolutely, you should.
I have every place, every state that I go to, I go to one of the sex stores. And I love seeing the different sex stores.
It's an
I
experience.
went, it is, and they're all set up so differently. They
Yes.
all have different focuses. I have gone to some that are high end. I have gone to some that aren't necessarily high end. But again, the people are knowledgeable. I have gone to ones that have peep shows, which is cool. Um,
And when you go
it,
out of town, tell them you're from out of town. They
yeah,
treat you. Not only are these people already like in the local ones near you, they're gonna do, as Tom said, they're trained to be really courteous and really helpful. But tell the folks that you're out of when you go to places out of town, let them know you're out of town. They roll out the red carpet for you. Promise you.
they do. They are, I went to New Orleans for my homegirl's birthday 2 years ago, and our hotel happened to be down the street from the Hooters. Um, and they were open until like 3 in the morning or something like that. I drug her out the hotel to go to not Hooters, Hustler. Goodness. It was two levels. It was two levels of toys and products. And bless my good girlfriend's heart, and we ended up walking down Bourbon Street. I'm sorry, y'all. I love the fact that this thing heats up, and I'm just not about to waste the heat. Since I activated it, it's gonna sit on my shoulder and
Hey,
wherever
product in
I put it.
motion.
Okay, at this point. Um, It is really the best. This was one of the things that I pushed when I sold Pure Romance. Even and I've given them as something when people bought enough merchandise, I would give them as free gifts. And this would be the thing that they would come back to talk to me about was the heart massager. Um,
That's funny because they have stuff like that, like for athletic recovery and stuff like that too. So when I saw you bring that out, I'm like, that looks like, and then when you explained it, I'm like, oh, it's the same thing.
it is the same thing.
It's
And
the same thing.
again,
Because I have that,
multi-uses.
not the heart one from Pure Romance, but I had the athletic one, and it was in a square, and that's what you would do. You would heat it, you would break the thing, and it heats it up, and then like you said, you have to put it in the hot water for it to reset. So
Let me overemphasize, do not put this in the microwave. It is a metal
yeah,
piece
don't.
in the middle. That's the thing that we bent to
Yes,
make
to
this
activate it.
crystalline.
Yes,
Don't put this in the microwave, y'all. You know, if you go out and you get you one, like Nari said, the sports one, if you peruse the local Amazon, your sex store, wherever you go and you get one, please remember there is a metal
metal
piece in
piece.
the middle.
You fry
You
it.
you you gonna
Your
set the
boy
whole
should
thing
be
off.
really upset. You
Ex-
be out of a microwave, out of a massage piece. You fuck around, be out of a home. You do it wrong.
Okay. All the things. You gonna turn your intimate moment into an argument real quick. It's gonna be an argument real quick.
Fat ass L.
So just keep in mind, please don't be like, well, Tommy on the Life Be Life and said, Tommy said, do not microwave this. That is what
Under no
Tommy said.
circumstances.
Um, so just remember that. If you get you one of these, please, when you're ready to reset it, hot water.
Hot
Hot
water.
water. That is your trick. But yes, please go visit your local sex shops. Nari said something, and I started it with if it is about your local churches and everything. I just want to, and I'm not gonna harp on this long, but I do want to say God is very clear that sex is not just for procreation. It is to find joy with your partner. So if you have a church person that sees
Songs
you
of
going into
Solomon, man.
that store,
Songs of Solomon was talking.
it is, yes. He is very clear that the marriage bed was
Undefiled.
undefiled. And so there are lots of scriptures. So if you are married, because I want to be clear, if you are married, right? And also let me be clear. This is a judgment-free zone. If you're not married, if you are married, I don't have a dog in that fight. I'm just speaking scripturally. If you are married, and Sister Annie from down the street that is nosy and judgy and won't give the big piece of chicken to anybody but Deacon Marcus because, you know, she lusting after him. If she all in your mentions and she start talking about you being at that store, tell her, yes, you was there with your wife or your husband, and you not coveting after Deacon Marcus by only giving him the big piece of fried chicken. Like, shut her up and let her know you was doing what married people do.
Like, yeah, I saw
That
you there. You saw me there. You didn't hear I was there. You saw me there. So relax.
that part. That part. When my dad started his journey, so I am not a traditional PK. Let me just say that now. My daddy did not become a pastor until I was in my 30s. And by my 30s, I mean well into my 30s. He just celebrated his 7th year. I'm 42. I'll be
Congratulations
42.
to that, though.
Correct. I'm very proud of
Shout
the
out to
man.
Big Tom.
Right. Um, but a part of that journey with him was me having to have a very real conversation to tell him I am old enough and responsible enough for my sins. So if somebody come to you and tell you they saw me someplace that I ain't had no business being as the pastor's daughter, you ask them why was they there to see me? That's the only rebound that needs to happen. Why was they there to see me? If they come and tell you that I was at the strip club, I'm telling you now I was. Do not call me with no stupid stuff. I was there. If they said they saw me, I was there. I probably was at the front throwing the ones. I probably was there with a wing in my hand because let's not front like strip clubs don't have good wings. Let's not front like strip clubs don't have good wings.
Man,
So
shit,
I probably
too.
had a wing in my hand and ones in the
Niggas are throwing
other.
ones is crazy imagery. A wing in one hand and ones in the other is a crazy image, yo. Like at the same time, that
At
is
the same time.
crazy.
At the same time.
That's insane imagery. Oh man.
These be the facts. Don't come to me asking me no foolishness. Yes, it was me.
I'm gonna
They
be
should
more
have came and got
surprised
this
at
Old
that.
Bay wing since they was there.
I'm gonna be more surprised at throwing ones with a wing in your other hand than I am about anything else. Like, yo, she ain't get no barbecue sauce on the ones.
I did not. I did not. I also like Old Bay
That's
and lemon pepper
crazy.
wings.
She a
So
pro.
I might be. I might be. I'm also fat. So there's that.
Yeah, that's different.
Listen,
That's
I
different.
just want to be very clear. Do not come to my daddy, and my daddy better not come to me with no dumb questions like, was she there? I was. And if I wasn't there that day, I might have been there the day before. Don't ask me. So that I encourage you all to take that same energy into church with
Absolutely.
Sister Susie, who don't know how to mind her business because
Absolutely.
they don't be knowing how to mind their
Absolutely. Show don't.
business. But yes. So tonight, I think I have taken you all on the journey of all the budget-friendly help aids. Um, One other thing that I want to point out, and again, I haven't pulled out my other boxes. These are just what are out right now
Mm-hmm.
in my space. So they're pure romance. But serums and creams are underrated for a lot of people. They are great starters for foreplay. And so what I mean is this is something that Pure Romance lifted out called Bosom Buddy. So let me first start with men like their nipples played with too. They may not say it as loudly as us, but
Shout
there
out to
are a
I
lot
ain't
of
gonna put his
men.
name out there.
Don't out nobody. Don't out
Nah, he said
nobody.
it. He said it on his platform, but that's that. No, I ain't out nobody who ain't said it out loud, and he
Oh,
has.
okay.
But I'm just No, I wouldn't do nobody like that. No, that's crazy. First of all, that's just gonna sound crazy on my part because then the question is gonna be, well, Nari, how do you know? Like, yeah.
I mean, they might have told you in passing,
Yeah,
but
no, this man actually is mentioning he's probably man, fuck that. Shout out to my man Keith, Mr. Know It All. He said it quite a few times on his platform that he's a fan. So
it's nothing wrong with it.
no,
As a
no,
woman,
it's
I
not
want
everybody's but some
you.
dudes is into that.
It isn't. And just like with the woman on the video that we heard coming in, she doesn't
She
like
don't want
any
none of
of
that.
that.
Right.
So, for as easy as there are women who don't like it, there are men who do.
Fact.
Um, Bosom Buddy is a tingling balm, and it's really great for nipple play. You can, it's cream base, stick that you twist to, take up or down. You just put a layer onto whatever, area. I wouldn't encourage this for clitoral play. I really wouldn't. Um, but nipple play, putting it on your lips is a great tool also. Um, right before you're about to give oral pleasure to a man, specifically man, This is a great option, but on your nipples is the best place. Putting it there, it creates a tingling sensation. It also warms up a little bit. So the moment your partner's lips latch on, it just kind of takes you over the edge. And because it is a balm, it stays there for a bit. Even after, they've moved on to another area of your body, it just kind of stays there and provides, extra sensation for you. Another thing is something called an enhancement cream. You can get those again. And I encourage us to go to our local sex stores because perusing the aisle, they have a whole section for enhancement, serums, gels, creams, you name it. It's in this section. You get to peruse and see what may catch your
So
eye.
yeah.
Correct. An enhancement cream is great for a couple of things. A lot of enhancement creams serve as a lube. It's it is a cream base, but it does serve as a lube. So it's safe to put in your vaginal area. An enhancement cream can be used on your clitoris, again, kind of giving that tingling, warming sensation for during oral play, and then after, once you have moved past it, if you are your partner is thrusting in and out, you still have that warming, tingling sensation in that area. For men, enhancement creams that are specifically for your penile area and things like that, you can put it on the shaft. It again creates that warming, tingling sensation that sticks around. Enhancement creams are great because they enhance the experience. So this one is just that. It is an enhancement cream. A little goes a long way. You don't want to oversaturate, the area. Because for all things good, it's also bad, right? So a little goes a long way with both of these, but great additions to the space of intimacy. Like I said, with this, that is really doing my shoulders well right now. Um, it is a great enhancement for intimacy. It is a great enhancement for taking your sexual experience to the next level because it just helps to create, the warming sensation, the tingling sensation, all the things that still stick around and are present for when you get to the actual act with your partner. So I wanted to throw those in as added bonuses. So just as a recap, tonight we learned the sex position of the sea turtle, which uses this here pillow up underneath your back to elevate your back pelvic floor for deeper penetration that hits the G spot. We learned about back enhancements. Go get you a $5 yoga mat or yoga block rather, because yoga blocks help. Also, yoga blocks are multifunctional because not only does it help with your yoga, but what else? You can put them knees on this. You can put them knees on this. Something else that people laugh about, but for real, if you have knee issues, but you still trying to keep it sexy in the bedroom and because I'm going to jump ahead for a second, but let's keep it a stack for a minute. For some people, being on their knees allows for their throat to open up a little more, but for most of us, it doesn't. It's just the illusion of the sexiness of the person being on their knees between the person's legs. It doesn't offer for a better technique. It doesn't really give you, superpowers, if you will, for being down there. But it does give a level of sexiness, right? And so if you are one that's like, my man like to see me on my knees, he been picking up the slack at home, He been covering stuff, whatever the reason. So you want to surprise him with that Glock 3000, hair tied in a ponytail and on your knees, but your knees is hitting bone against bone. Go get you some knee pads. If you don't want a yoga block, go get you some knee pads. It's nothing wrong with it. Go get you some knee pads. And for again, us big calf, big thigh girlies, go to Home Depot. I promise you this. When I was taking my pole classes, knee pads of the traditional sort did not come up past my calf muscles. They didn't. But what was tearing me up was being in pole class falling all the time. And you fall because of the way that your momentum is, you fall on your knees. I went to Home Depot. This is before, most of us stopped supporting Home Depot. I don't support Home Depot or Target, y'all. So whatever your home improvement store of choice is,
Lowe's
go
is
there.
the alternative.
Lowe's is the alternative. Go there and get the construction knee pads because they're made for men, which means there is a bigger circumference. Most of them have the what is it? The snap, like the little kids snap for.
Yep.
Most of them have those, so you can just snap them
Oh,
in
yeah, Harbor
place.
Freight got them Jones too.
Okay, Harbor Freight, whomever,
No,
go
'cause I
go
had to go
grab
look
you a
for
pair.
some because my knees ain't the best. One of them years playing ball outside. But when I was having that issue with the leak from outside, from out in the yard, I had to get down to a certain level to be able to try to caulk and even try to cement off where the leak started. Means having to pause but get down on my knees. So yeah, I wasn't finna do that for too long without my shit hollering and feeling like it's about to just disintegrate. So yeah, I had to go to Harbor Freight and get knee pads. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tell nobody so because I knew I was gonna be the bid. I knew it was gonna be killing me. Like, oh yeah, you going to get some knee pads, nigga. But you know what
Because
I'm
all
saying?
I'm in
The
my head
conversation we
singing
having.
is like a pimp because apparently all the real ones get down on the floor.
Yo, my
I'm
nerves.
sorry. My bad. My bad. It was the perfect song.
Girls get down on the floor. God damn it. You
Some
heard
guys
me.
do too.
Apparently.
We're inclusive here. But yes, wherever you can go to get your home improvement stuff, go get you a pair of knee pads. I promise you, if you got on something sexy, your hair is pulled back, and you can wait to you are over there struggling. First your eyes that you done passed over here. Now you choking over there. Pause to the choking. I got you. I paused it. You over there struggling. Allergies finna take you out tonight. Um, but yes, I promise you, they not finna judge them knee pads. They just not. Especially the moment they walk in and you already
Hyping
start
shit, man.
rapping.
What?
You said
Man,
what?
what? You be hyping shit. Forget judging. You gonna be hyping shit.
Oh,
You mean to tell
that's
me
what
you
I'm
don't
saying.
got some knee pads to get? Man, hell yeah. Hell,
You done got you
she
some
the one
knee
that got
pads.
equipment to top it.
You done
Man,
sprayed
what?
your chloroseptic sore throat spray, or
What?
you done drank your tea, whatever it is, you done launched yourself in for a night. That man might get up and make you a
Now,
sandwich at 3 in the
if the
morning.
knee pads already had wear and tear on it, then yeah, he gonna say so. He's just like, oh, this is just all you do.
He
He got
might
some
be a
battle scars
construction
on
worker.
them, Joe. He gonna be like,
They
hold
might
on
be in
now,
construction.
hold on now.
Or
He gonna have
or
some
they
questions.
they might be like me. Maybe they took pole dancing classes and
It's gonna be some questions. But
whatever.
you get you some knee pads just to go ahead and top that man off, man. Listen, I ain't one for the whole, sex for money scam to prostitution and acting like it's not prostitution, but I ain't gonna lie. You might be able to get a couple of dollars out of nigga. You go ahead and buy some knee pads just to top him off. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie to you. Dude gonna feel appreciative.
There we go.
Dude gonna feel appreciative.
So it's definitely not going to be a space of judgment, and your knees will thank you. And for the people that are probably like, why you just can't put a pillow down? 2 reasons. Pillows on the ground and your knees, eventually it's a feather.
It's gonna sink in, exactly.
So you're going to still feel the floor. It is not going to be comfortable.
I know that from being a kid and being at all-night prayer service, okay?
Right. Which is why they have the prayer benches versus a pillow. So you don't want to put a pillow on the ground because you're then still going to be uncomfortable, and it's going to be counterproductive to what the initial goal was.
Balance off and everything.
Yeah. So
Shorty complained about that before.
Get you a knee pad, get you a yoga block, get you a reading pillow, one of those that is firmer. They even have on the local Amazon and sex stores. Yeah, they have the support gardening pads. I have a gardening pad that I use when I was gardening. I'm starting late this year, but a gardening pad also does the same thing because it has about 4 inches, of the thick padding. Also, another thing, the daycare mats, the thick daycare mats. Those are shock absorbent because they're made for kids if they fall to not hurt themselves.
Yeah.
You can buy them at the local Walmart, a teacher store, wherever.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that.
They're inexpensive. You can pull that out from up underneath the bed.
I'm about to say, and you could definitely stash them away like a motherfucker.
You can.
The things is meant to stash away easy as hell.
Those are all the things that you can use instead of suffering through it or, not really getting the goal of getting your pancakes or your Coach bag. Whatever the exchange is.
Whatever the exchange is. Facts.
Because fair exchange ain't no robbery.
Fair exchange ain't robbery. You hear me?
So, trust me on these things. They work. Some of them, believe it or not, came from some of my seniors that I work with. Because if you listen closely to seniors long enough, they're going to put you onto some game.
That's a fact.
So, like I said, tonight's episode was about help aids that are inexpensive, that are multifunctional, and help you get to the goal, which is an orgasm, because we don't what? We don't fake orgasms. So, I hope tonight's episode was informative. I hope y'all had fun with us. Before I let y'all go, before I release you, I did want to comment on the video that leaked.
Please do. You got the floor.
So it sounds crazy because when I first heard it, like my mouth dropped for a second because the first thing you think is that sounds crazy that she doesn't want to be touched or anything like that. The reality is there are some people that just do not like physical touch. For them, whatever the reasoning is, be it that it is uncomfortable to them. In this particular instance, she said she felt gross. So that's more an internal or psychological feeling that she's having. Whatever that reason, it isn't to be shamed. A lot of times we have shame surrounding sex. Shame because someone is doing something that is unfamiliar to you, and so you frown upon it. Shame because you personally feel like you have some sort of desire, or you don't desire something that is considered, a social norm. And so you feel shame about the fact that you don't share in this social norm. Whatever the shame is, oftentimes unconsciously, we make people feel further shame when they share things and we're like, what? Or, whatever it is, even in its space of joking, we make them feel that way. So oftentimes, in the case of her, she's saying, after a year, this is when it all falls apart because she allows it for a certain point until she can't take it anymore. So it either is she has the conversation with the partner and they be like, oh, I can't do this, or she just can't tolerate it enough and she ends things. Whatever the reason is, make space for your partners to have very open and honest conversations with you. If it's not your twist, that's fine. You can find respectful ways of saying that's not your twist. And if that's something you need, maybe we need to reconsider our relationship. There are ways of saying that without shaming a person into feeling like they are beneath you or lower than for being outward and open with their partners. We can't ask for honesty and transparency if we then shut people down or shut people out when they share it. So what is unusual to us, and so in this particular instance, unusual for a woman to say that she does not like receiving oral sex or her breasts or anything like that being played with, that is unusual for most. That is her reality. That is her truth. And so it's important when she shares it with her partner that he receives the information. Because one of the things she said is, I'll top him off all day. I don't have a problem with that. I just personally don't want him to be on the receiving or performing,
Yeah.
on me. Only thing that I say that may make that tricky is if he has an oral fetish, then it is going to be very difficult for him to pull back this thing that he enjoys doing, because it makes her uncomfortable. That's the only caveat to that. But still, I say give your partners grace and space to be open and transparent with you. Now I'm not saying if somebody shares with you something that they've been doing to you that is harmful,
Right.
that you don't react. I'm saying in spaces of intimacy and vulnerability, give them space without judgment.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so often we are not giving people the space that they need and deserve to be themselves. And so we ask why sex has become this space of people either looking for porn style sex, which we all know is not real,
Right.
right? Or they are looking for a fairy tale, and it is because they have created these imageries in their head based off of, whatever learned behavior. And so what hasn't happened is somebody being allowed to give space for hearing what that person needs and then either redirecting them in a way that is comfortable for them and incorporating their needs. There are some things that you may see in porn that you want to try. You may want to try bondage that you saw in porn. I encourage you to find a safe partner, vet them properly, because everybody who says they can do it cannot. Vet them properly and then move about in the comforts of your boundaries. Sex is also about boundaries. So find the person that is comfortable, find the person that allows you to be vulnerable and transparent, and have the best sex that you can with whatever it is that you need up underneath the belief system that you have, and enjoy it.
Absolutely. I guess I'll just tack my little part at the end is all yeah, I agree with you. Allow honesty without punishment. Like, I think that's one of the biggest problems that you see in relationships in general, is that people sit there and they ask they respective partner for the truth, and then you punish them for telling them the truth. Like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I know people like to say, oh, people lie because they don't want to get, they're not ready to deal with my reaction. And it's like, well, you've also taught them that being honest with you is not fortuitous. Like, it's one thing if somebody's doing something wrong and they don't want to be honest because they don't want to accept the possible consequences. That's different. It's another thing when somebody has shame about something, somebody has embarrassment about something, somebody wants to tell you something, and you make them realize that it's not safe to be honest about what they want to tell you. That's different. Y'all, like, you're punishing people for being honest. However, likewise, also, I think that you have to give room when you decide to share this honesty with this person. You have to give room for their level of discomfort, because sometimes it's going to be jarring on what it is that you reveal, right? So you have to allow for them to maybe have the big eyes, or maybe for them to have the quick gasp, or maybe for them to go to, huh, okay, all right. Well, you know what I'm saying? Like, allow for them to adjust to your reality, because they're not always like, it's not realistic to think that everything you share, somebody's gonna be like, oh yeah, that's my shit. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's not gonna go like that all the time. Some things are past that other person's boundaries. And that's why you have the communication. And that's why you had the discussion in the first place, to see where y'all can meet safely in the middle about these things. So, on one hand, give that space for the person to be open and honest with you and tell you what they experienced. But you, as the person who's sharing, also give them the ability to have a genuine human reaction. Now, by that, I don't mean y'all draw and be all ridiculous. But like I said, like, just maybe that moment of being stunned, surprised, caught off guard, you know what I mean, whatever, whatever. It's gonna happen sometimes. Um, but definitely have the conversations. As we definitely, every time we have these episodes, we want to, encourage you guys to communicate openly and honestly and respectfully, of course. And in that in that, she was like, how do I go about it? You just have to sit down and have that conversation with him. Hey, listen, I know it's gonna sound crazy to me, because you know I be sitting there, like Pac-Man on your shit, just wop, 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 wop. And I don't want you putting your mouth on me because I think it's nasty. Like, does that make sense? No, I can't make sense of it. It's just how I feel. It's just my comfort level, because that's the thing. Sometimes you can't really explain why you don't like what you don't like. You haven't figured it out for yourself. You just know you don't like it. So even if you enjoy performing it, it doesn't mean you enjoy receiving it. So regardless of whether or not that fits societal norms, gender norms, whatever norms, Norman norms, doesn't matter. Everybody is their own person, and you have to deal with them in their space if you're going to choose to deal with that person. So she would just have to sit down with Buddy and let him know, like, yeah, usually I break off of this, even be honest and say that part. Usually this is where our relationship goes bad, because usually this is about the time where a guy's been with me long enough, and I've been going down on him, and he's like, hey, I'm gonna go down on her. I haven't so far, because she seems like she kind of maybe be avoiding it, and I'm gonna just go ahead and feast on her. And it's like, nah, like, bro, before we even get to that point, since you haven't done it yet, I just want you to know I don't want you to. Leave my titties alone, leave my cooter alone, leave my booty hole alone. Kiss the lips on my face, not the other ones. So, like, and then they all had to work that out. But you can even see, like I said, that kind of stuff will throw somebody off if they first hear it, because as Tommy said, her mouth dropped. I know the first time I saw that clip, I was like, oh wow, damn. Um, so I imagine if somebody has that conversation with you in real time, you're gonna have a reaction. But Star, hey man, we just about to wrap up, but thank you for joining regardless. Um, so yeah, communicate first and foremost. Communicate openly, honestly, and respectfully. As Tommy said, create that safe space for that kind of thing to happen. Anything else you want to give us? Thank you so much for the sharing of the knowledge, the breakdown of the toys, uh, the keeping the budget in mind. Because man, this economy ain't doing nobody no favors.
Not at the
Um,
one. The one.
so balling on the budget tips is always fire. You know what I mean? And back shots on the budget is super thorough. But is there anything else? No sorries, no sorries necessary. You showed up, but we appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to share with the folks? Put them on to as far as like ahead of time, or if you have any projects, anything set up before we go.
Next month is my birthday.
Give the day. You gotta tell them about the whole joint, so they
Next,
know. Put respect on it.
my birthday is May 13th. And I share the same birthday as you all's former co-host, Mish the Goddess. That's my birthday twin, y'all. So we will be back here the 14th,
The
I
14th.
think it is, the
Yes,
day
ma'am.
after my birthday. And we are going to have all the fun. We're going to have big fun with the ratch because it's my birthday week. And I'm going to pretend like I ain't got no job. I got a job. I just took PCO. But I'm going to pretend like I ain't got no job. And we gonna do all the fun things. We might get a little ratchet that day because you know I'm not going to a strip club to hold a wing and some ones.
Hey,
Maybe
that's
I'll
fair enough though.
showcase it in here. Who knows? But listen,
Yeah, that's
just
a
come
technique you gotta show
prepared.
me.
Well, you for real don't know how to. Anyway, okay.
I don't do wings and ones.
That's because you
I've
be
never done
distracted.
wings and
Listen,
ones. Yes,
two things can
yes,
happen.
certainly
And
be
I
distracted.
didn't lose focus. I know how to
Certainly
throw
be
the one
distracted.
and take a bite with my wing. Listen, I keep remembering you ain't been fat all your life, so you don't know all the techniques of, you know, one of my greatest betrayals.
I didn't betray you though.
You did.
I did. You betrayed you. You
No, I
don't listen.
didn't.
You didn't listen. I told you this.
I don't remember you saying that all my life I was a skinny until I was a fat.
I didn't say it like that, but I said I haven't always been fat. I've even said that on here when I talk about my basketball career. I literally say, I know people can't believe, but I used to dunk. I used to fly back when I was skinny. I've even posted on my skinny pictures on Facebook.
That's when I met my betrayal.
I've said quite a few times I haven't always been this big.
You didn't say it with your chest.
You just didn't remember because all you know is fat me.
I don't know.
That's all. That's
But
all.
I'm here to tell you that I have the pictures to prove that I've been fat all my life, unlike some people. So it just might be a mastered technique. I don't know. These are the fat secrets that a lot of you skinnies don't know about. But anyway, next month is my birthday, y'all. So come prepared to have a time.
That's a
We
fact.
gonna create
Birthdays is
a
a big
fire
deal around
list.
here.
We is. We gonna create a fire list for our bedroom activities that I'm gonna turn into a Spotify list to share with all the lifers. I'm coming
Hey,
with links to share all of my hidden secrets. So we gonna have a time, y'all. We gonna have a time.
it's
We are
gonna get lit.
we are.
For
And
sure.
May is National Masturbation Month, so I'm gonna come with new
Pause.
toys. I'm gonna come with new techniques.
Pause.
Why is that a pause?
You gonna come.
It's National Masturbation Month. I
That's
hope
why you
we all
said it.
do.
And but you talking about with the episode, I'm gonna come. You're not gonna come meet like on the
I ain't
episode.
gonna come on the episode if that's the
That's why I
concern.
said pause.
Listen, get you a Patreon and maybe. I don't know, but the goal of this is so that everybody
You
learns to
win.
come.
You win. You win. You win. I'm like mute my mic, man. I'm done.
So anyway, we'll see y'all next month. And since he's muted his mic, apparently this means that I have to say, come back next month to Adult Sex Ed on May 14th with me, your occasional co-host or monthly co-host. I don't really know what my title is just yet, but your occasional, right?
You're an expert. You're an expert contributor.
I don't know if I'm an expert,
Well,
but
you're a contributor. Let's put it that way.
okay. We'll go with contributor. So come hang out with us on May 14th in honor of my birthday. And hopefully we can get a couple of people. Hopefully Keish will show up and she can finally lock in when I'm finna get my turkey wings. Consider this a public call out. I'm just saying. What do I need to offer you, Keish, for these turkey wings? I will send you the money for the turkey wings. I don't have no problem with that. You want me to buy them? Fine, girl. I got you.
Shots
You
fired.
want me to you want me to make you a pound cake? I got people to vouch for the fact that I can make a good pound cake.
Facts.
You want that? I got you. What do you need to make this happen? I got money. I could drive. I can make my way to Philly. I'm just saying. So anyway, close us out, new friend, because it's my bedtime.
So it shall be. She'll be back. We'll be back. Well, of course, I'll be back next week. But Miss Tommy and Grown Folks Sex Ed will be back May 14th. Mark your calendars. You heard? And we probably ain't gonna just make that an hour episode neither. We might just let that run as long as she feel like letting it run. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna put no handcuffs on her. Pause. Definitely not. But
I got a
thank
link for
you.
that too.
Hey, there you go. All is fair. All is fair. All is fair in consent and participating fun. Uh, but on behalf of Miss Tommy, on behalf of A.C.E, my brother who he always be, on behalf of the sponsor of the Two Kings 215 and Life Be Life and podcast, Keish with the Case, aka Denver's mom, and on behalf of myself, as I always say, be smart, be patient, be respectful. Be kind to as many people as you possibly can. I know some people are gonna make that impossible. Fine, forget those people. But take the time out every single day, 5 seconds, 5 minutes, 50 minutes, to be kind to yourself because you cannot pour out of an empty cup. We appreciate y'all. We love y'all. And we will be back next Thursday. We is in me and y'all. Look forward to seeing y'all. If you haven't already subscribe. If you enjoyed the episode, like and share and all of the things. Y'all be safe and stay dangerous. We up out of here though. Peace.